Buckle up, guys. Today we're doing a color that's so hot and so effective, might just be illegal. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. So today we're going to be shooting, this is our Flat Shad. As of the release of this video, this is actually not released yet. It will be released, I believe, at the end of this week. We cross our fingers here and see, but as I mentioned in the intro, today we are doing a color called South African Special. It is just a very simple bait, but it is probably one of the most effective baits you could ever make. It's just black, and then it has a combination of purple, red, and silver flake. You can also do purple, red, and gold flake. I've seen it both ways. Now, why is this color so controversial, you might ask? And the answer is no one really has any idea. 1980, circa 1980. There was a company called OB Lures. They were based out of South Africa. They do still exist. I'm not sure if they've, sold off to American entities or, what the status of their company is, but they are still around. They are still making baits. In either case, in 1980, that was South African based. It was started by a guy from South Africa, based in South Africa, and then they shipped lures all over. And they created this color called South African Special, and specifically because the water over there is just muddy, dingy, dirty, terrible colored water. I mean, there's no clear water, and because of that, black is super effective because it kind of silhouettes against the background of the water. So you imagine if you're a fish and you're underwater, and then you see something that is just kind of like the negative of what's around it, right? Like, kind of a silhouette. You could maybe think it was like a leech or, a little bug, or, I don't know, maybe a predator or something trying to invade your nest. I'm not sure, but super effective color, 1980. Actually won several Bassmasters, 1980s and 1990s. I think it was 2 or 3 of them, but actually won on this color. And then around circa 1991, I believe, Zoom, everyone knows Zoom, they picked the color up, they put it into production, and it was in production for many years, 20 years to be exact, or a little more actually. And then 2020 happened, and this is not a politics channel. I won't go into politics at all, but if you're curious, there were a couple events that happened in 2020, and because of those events, every single company raced to outstupid the next company, right? You had things like Aunt Jemima getting banned off of the syrup bottles. Why? No one knows. Aunt Jemima was actually a very famous African-American lady who made a lot of money making syrup, right? She was the spokesperson. No, they took her off the syrup bottles. You had the Indian from Land of Lakes butter. Why? Again, no one knows. These companies were just racing to show off who could be more stupid than the next, right? So they just were banning and taking things off that made no real actual sense. The Quaker from Quaker Oats, they took him off. Why? No one knows. And Zoom, unfortunately, was very quick to follow, to prove how socially active they are in everything that's going on. They banned the color, South African Special. So this color you can't buy anymore. Well, of course you can buy it through us because we sell it. It's one of our normal colors. It's super effective. But you can't, you might be able to go to some kind of specialty shop or something and order, a package of this in this color. But you're certainly not going to find it hanging on your local stores. It's very special order in the very best of cases. Like I said, it's one of our normal colors, but Outside of us, there may be only a couple other companies that actually offer this. You could maybe, I don't even think you can get the color from Zoom anymore, so you could put a pin in that if that's what you were thinking. But like I said, there are a couple specialty shops around that that offer this color. We offer this color because it's super effective, and because it's banned, and it's actually super popular. People cannot get enough of buying this color. I mean, these things, I can stock them literally any color bait or any bait that we have, and they will just fly off the shelves. So, you know, I guess that speaks to the effectiveness of the color. Again, these did win a couple of Bassmasters. So, let's get into it. We're going to wait until our plastic, we'll be right back. When our plastic is ready, then we're going to go ahead and shoot this mold, and we're going to talk about it. Alright guys, we are back. So our plastic is ready. We're going to use Black 103 from Lureworks. Any black works. I actually prefer this one. We use a lot of black colorants, and I can buy these in gallons if I want. And it's just as saturated as any other black. I don't care what anyone says. 20 drops of this is a pretty dark color. And that's what we're going to do. We're going to do 20 drops. Alright, there is 20. Nice, super saturated, solid black. And we're going to go with a 1/4 teaspoon of each of these flakes. There's the silver. Here's the red. And here's the purple. You might notice that the purple is small flake, 0.015, whereas the others are large flake. That's just a symptom of us not having any large purple flake left. I have some on order, but just don't have any in stock. So this is what we're going to use. I think small flake gives it an interesting vibe anyway. So there we go. Silver, red, purple, you can see it all. And we will be right back. We're going to shoot this mold. Okay, we are back. We're going to go ahead and fill our injector and get our mold shot. Be sure to hold pressure. I usually do like a 10 count, 10 Mississippi or something to that effect. Just make sure. I'm almost always shooting cold molds, cold injector. You know, cold with hot plastisol equals dense. So you have to do one or the other. You have to either preheat mold, preheat injector, so that way everything's around you know, close temperature, or just hold pressure, and that way it'll give it a chance to fill in any of the dents or anything like that. So there we go. We will be right back in 1 second to demold this. Okay, we are back. This is a piece off the sprue. Get a little closer there. You can see all of the individual flecks as I rotate it: red, purple, silver. There you go. Let's go ahead and open the mold. Alright, trying to get everything out on the same side for you guys. Alright, here we go. Now again, why does this work? It's because it's creating a silhouette against the water, And these, I have to just assume that it's because this flake can be seen very well. I mean, if you have something that's silhouetted, and then you have red and silver and purple flake, you know, when the light hits it, I have to imagine that it makes it very visible for the actual fish, and they don't know what it is. Like I said, this profile looks like a bait fish, you know, like a dying bait fish. This tail, I mean, this thing just kicks. So if you were to rig it Texas rig, you would kind of have it fluttering down like this, similar to, you know, dying bait fish. It could maybe look like a leech, or I don't know. I don't know what bass think. I'm not a bass, but maybe it looks like something that is enticing. Well, I know it does. And again, this is probably the most effective color you'll ever use. In fact, I would argue to say if you just switch all your lures over to black, you don't even have to use any flake. Just a pure black worm or fluke or whatever it is you're fishing. I would argue to say that your fishing success would probably increase about tenfold. And then you start adding flake into it, and you know, you get very irresistible things like this right here. So once again, that is South African Special. If you guys have any questions, let me know in the comments. This is one of our normal colors, so although it is you can't find it anywhere else, you can certainly find it in any of the baits that we make.